All right, let's get into this video. You can see that I have an old pomegranate. This has been sitting around for a little too long and I don't feel comfortable with just eating any of these seeds. So I want to go ahead and collect these and see if we can actually grow some pomegranate trees because I think that would be really cool. So what you want to do is you want to cut the 1/3 or the top 1/3 like I am right now. Give it a little twisting motion just like that. And you can see that we have a ton of seeds in here. And after you go ahead and you remove that top, then you want to cut into the white pith. Or these white sections that you'll see me cutting right now. And once you actually cut a lot of these sections, it'll allow you to open up the pomegranate a little bit easier so you're not making so much of a mess. It doesn't really matter how you go about it. You're going to make a mess with these. You're going to get a little bit of juice. So I would recommend wearing some clothes that you don't really care about, or just being mindful that when you squeeze this, you're going to get a lot of juice, and it does have the ability to stain. So once you go ahead and you cut out these sections like I am doing right now, like I said, you're going to go ahead and peel it open, and I'll show you guys that in a second right here. And once you peel these sections apart, you'll actually be able to harvest these seeds a little bit easier without getting so much of the that white pulp piece of the fruit in there when you go to harvest these seeds. And this is what it looks like when you do have all the seeds collected. I actually put these in front of the heater just so that they would dry a little bit faster. In California, we've had a lot of rain, so I don't really want to leave these outside and let them get moldy. So once we've done that, we've collected the seeds. You can see this is a little bit of a starter area that I have for a lot of my plants. And I just want to make sure that I had a good, clean starting area for this this spring, so that I can actually get started with a lot of different fruits, vegetables in this area. So just want to go ahead, do some spring cleaning a little early here, and just pressure wash all the brick pavers because I want to have a nice, clean area to start with for the spring. And I'm going to show you guys the final product. Here it is. This is what it looks like all cleaned with all my other stuff there. Okay, so to get started, we have this 8x14 tray, which lets us have about 112 little squares. And you can see I'm just spreading out some of this potting mix that you can get from Lowe's, Home Depot. Just the super easy Miracle-Gro stuff. And you can kind of use any kind of dirt, really. The pomegranate seeds, which are right here, you can see these seeds, they don't have a whole lot of flesh on them, but I'm going to go ahead and place individual seeds, one in each tray. You could multi-seed or multi-sow a lot of these squares and put 2 or 3 seeds in each, but I have a ton of seeds, and honestly I don't want to have 300 little pomegranates and waste them. I'd rather see what my success rate is out of all these seeds, just planting them one by one, one at a time. And even if I get 10 or 20 seeds to germinate out of these 112, then I'll be happy. I'm not trying to grow these on a huge scale to where I'm going to be selling these plants. If I can develop my craft and actually understand how these plants grow and grow them better, then maybe I'll look forward to selling some of these in the future. But you can see I'm just going to go ahead and place all these one at a time in each of these trays and give them a little bit of a press down into the cell. You don't want to obviously compress the soil too much because that's going to impact how the plant grows and just how hard it is for these the roots to actually spread. So I just do a little compression, and then I take some soil, put it over the top, and then what's cool is I actually got to fill up my little spray mister bottle here with some of the rainwater that I've collected over these last few days, and then I was able to actually use some of that water and just spray it down a lot of the plants. And then right here we have one of the container tops, and I'm pretty much going to cut a square in this guy so that it fits this piece of vinyl. It's not a piece of glass. I kind of wish it was glass, but because sometimes the edges on the glass can be a little sharp and it can be a little heavy, I'm not going to try and use glass for this. I'm just going to use this plastic, which I will have to either change or get rid of eventually because with the sunlight it's going to yellow, it's going to kind of deteriorate, but that's just normal. But you're saving money by using this stuff, and it's really easy to shape and not be afraid to actually break it. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm just going to go ahead and cut a square. And now that our square is done, I'm going to go through and just get rid of some of these edges. They have a lot of plastic shards on them, and you can see that it's creating a ton of little microplastics, so make sure you clean that up. That's what I did after this recording, but I'm just cleaning the edges, and then right here we're trying to shape this thing up. You can see I did make a little mistake and I actually cracked that little piece. So thank God this thing is not made out of glass, or else it would just shattered everywhere. But It's very easy to shape, like I said, and it's very easy to correct your mistakes or resize it if you need to. So I'm using my little angle grinder, going ahead and shaping it to this square. And from this point, we're going to go ahead and take all of our little pomegranate seeds in the tray, and we're going to go ahead, put it inside, and then we're going to go ahead and actually spray them down again later, but we just want to check the top, and you can see that the top fits really nicely, just like the container that's next to it. This is actually the same method and same way that I made the other container, so I think it's looking perfectly fine, and it's going to do its job, which is to hold the humidity and hold that moisture until a lot of these seeds get a good starting. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please go ahead and leave a like, comment down below if you are also growing pomegranates or if you plan to grow some pomegranates, and make sure you click one of the 2 videos down below.